The door is open. The kettle is on. Welcome back to Sherry's Remedy Room. All right, y'all. It's getting serious out here. I mean, look at this chit. Chit. Oh my goodness. I am so excited because I am ready to get my potatoes started. But first, make sure you are following me or subscribe to my channel. Share this out because y'all, we need to know how to grow our own food. Potatoes, I'm a potato baby. I definitely need to know how to grow my own potatoes. And I have grown potatoes successfully. And I'm going to share with y'all how. And comment and let me know. Are you growing them groceries? Because it's getting real. And we need to grow our own groceries. So, how do I grow potatoes? I prefer to grow my potatoes in a bucket. A 5-gallon bucket. And in a box. Because we got tons of boxes. So why not use them? A few things I like to wait for my nights to get around 45 at night. I'll look like 15 days ahead at my forecast. Now, sometimes it doesn't work out exactly the right way. But long as I get it going, because I don't want to procrastinate and keep saying, I'm going to do, and I never do it. So I'm just going to go ahead and get it done. I'm going to go ahead and start. I'm going to get some of my herbs out of these little pots. Y'all have been gifting me with plants and herbs, and I appreciate it. I'm going to start my onions. We probably do that first. So I'm going to show y'all a lot of little things that I'm going to do, and I'm going to explain to you why I do it and if I've ever been successful in doing it. I have not been gardening a terribly long time, but I've gardened long enough to know a few things. So follow along. Let's go. First thing I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and get some onions in my bed. Now, it has snowed a little bit on my little garden. It has rained a little bit on my little garden, but I think it's ready. This little elevated bed, I ain't sure what I'm going to put in there. But I think in these beds, I'm going to go ahead and get my onions going just around the sides. I'm going red onion. Now, I like my red onions because of the benefits, but I also, I like the taste of them. So I'm going to put a few around in this bed and see what we going to do with these onions. And I'm going to do a little bit more research because I want to make sure I successfully grow my onions. My supervisor is right here making sure I'm planting all the good stuff and all the right stuff. Right, supervisor? He said, yeah. So let's go ahead and drop these onions right quick. I think you can drop these when it's really cold. You just need to drop them. Now, I did start a compost bin, which I love. I put my dead flowers in there and some soil and a few leaves and stuff like that. And of course, all the scraps that come out of the house, instead of trashing them, I put them in the compost and one day it'll feed my garden. Back to the potatoes. So I have my buckets and I got these food grade, food safe buckets. I guess that's how Thor feel about it. And my drill, I think this is a bit. Now you can do your holes bigger or smaller. I just put a bunch of little holes in there. You want to make sure that your buckets have good drainage. So I just put a bunch of holes in there. Now my brother is building me a bucket garden, but I'm gonna go ahead and get them started. And then once my frame get here, I can put them up on the frame. Because what I don't want is them on the direct ground. That'll let bugs get in, and then they won't drain like you want it to. So I got a frame coming. Meanwhile, we want to go ahead and get going. Now, I have a big pot here. So that's what I'm going to put it in. I know I can just pour it in. Well, my wagon got holes in it, so I can't use my wagon. But I am going to use this big pot. Now, I'm going to put equal pots, pot and soil, black cow, and some peat moss. Now, peat moss is heavy. So that's why I got it in this thing. But I'll grab a shovel and shovel some in there. Again, I'm doing equal pots, black cow, potting mix, and or just some soil. Because I just use whatever soil I would have around, and equal pots per light. So that's what I'm gonna put in this pot right now. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put about 2 inches. Sorry about the wind, y'all. I'm gonna put about 2 inches of this mixture that I just made in each bucket to start off. See, my buckets are filled about to here. Now here I have a box of seed potatoes. I like growing 3 different kind of potatoes. I have a red potato, which is one of my favorite. Again, I'm a potato baby. This is a blue potato, which is purple. And this is a Yukon Gold potato. I ain't gonna put that big one in there, but Yukon Gold. So these are the 3 I'm gonna grow in each bucket, and every 2 buckets. Like I'll do 2 buckets of blue, 2 buckets of red, 2 buckets of gold. So that's how I plant them. Now I'm gonna put my potatoes in like this. If there's an I where the potato is chitting, you want it to go up. You want the chits to go up. Now you can cut the eyes off, leave them out to harden off or scale over on the cut side, but I just dropped the whole potato in. I will put like 3 potatoes in each bucket. Three potatoes in each bucket. Now I'm gonna cover these about to here, like about 4 more inches of soil over top of this. I put 4 inches on top of that. All right, so now I got my buckets filled where I want them to be for right now, and I'm gonna let them sit here too. Bone meal. I'm gonna top this off with bone meal, and I'm gonna water it good. Thor. Alright, that's gonna stimulate some growth. Now I'm gonna water this in good. I'm gonna heavily water it because remember the peat moss is dry. I didn't water anything prior to putting it in here. Peat moss is dry and it'll absorb the water. So I'm gonna water this really heavy today. Then I'm gonna leave it alone for 10 days. If it rains within the 10 days, I won't water it. I'll skip some days or something, and I'll start counting from the day it rained as my water. Now I'm gonna have to babysit him because I put in there. So excuse me, mister. Excuse me. No, go back. No, go. But I'll leave this and I'll watch it over 10 days. It should now, with the optimal temperature, with it being warmer at night, 40s, 50 degrees at night, within 10 days or so, 10, 15 days, you should start seeing some activity in your bucket. So that's the exciting part, the action. Now, I prefer to plant mines in a bucket. Then I know exactly what I'm getting. I'm not leaving any potatoes in the ground. And then I stand less chances of the bugs and creatures getting to my potatoes, because, you know, I don't want nothing eating my potatoes except me and my family and friends. But I also grow potatoes in cardboard boxes, which I love to do, and I will show you a quick snippet of that. I probably have a short of that, but yeah, cardboard boxes, y'all. I mean, I ship out products all the time. So, and what I'm about to do is go and label some of my products and get y'all items to y'all that y'all have purchased. But I have a big box that I want to use to grow potatoes in, because I want to show y'all how easy it is to grow them in a cardboard box. Let's grow potatoes in a cardboard box. So here I have my cardboard box. I'm going to make a mixture of soil. In my mixture, I have peat moss, black cow, and just a garden soil. I'll do equal parts of that and put 2 inches in the bottom of my box. Then I'll put my potatoes in. I'll put about 8 potatoes in here. I'll get about 10 to 12 pounds of potatoes in about 100 days. So once I get my potatoes in, I'll put about 4 more inches on top of this. Once they start growing in about 10 or 15 days, I'll put a little bit more soil almost to the top of the box. I'll water this in really well every 10 days. I do top this with a little bit of bone meal so it can help encourage root growth. Water this only 10 days. You don't want to overwater and rot out your potatoes. If it rained, just start recounting your 10 days on the day that it rained. Set it to the side. In 100 days, you should have some good old homegrown potatoes. When they say that blood doesn't always make you kin, that is such a true statement. So here's my brother from another mother building my bucket garden. Y'all, he did that. I mean, I am so appreciative of my circle, my friends, and my family. Like, God has truly blessed me. But here he is making cuts. Look, he got the measurements, but he built this bed so heavy and sturdy so it won't tip over. It'll last forever. I can fit 8 buckets in here. Now, he did build one with just 4 buckets, which I think is smart, especially for a beginner gardener, somebody that's just trying to see, am I going to do this? But he built these and dropped them off, and I so appreciate them and him. So now I have my buckets out here in my garden. It's complete. Oh my goodness. So my brother dropped off my bucket garden, and I love it. He's so disrespectful. But now, I love the fact that the buckets are off the ground, so I don't have to worry about bugs crawling in them, and I don't have to worry about the water sitting when it's on the ground in the buckets. I need it to drain good because I don't want to rot out my potatoes or even the roots of my herbs or whatever else I'm gonna grow in these. And he built me 2. These hold 8 buckets, 4 at the bottom, 4 at the top. So I have potatoes at the top. I have a basil down here on the end, and I'm gonna put some cayenne down here. Now, because I use a lot of cayenne, I may use this one for just cayenne. I ain't sure yet, but I am so excited. And I so appreciate him for building these for me. I am so ready to grow these groceries. I'm excited about this year's grow season. Again, my first ever garden alone. I wanted it pretty but productive, so I am finishing with my mulching and all that good stuff. But yeah, make sure you are following me or subscribe so you can follow this journey as I grow my own groceries. I'm gonna put my elderberry back here where I got this pile of wood that I've been cutting up. Things like my soursop and moringa, I think I'm gonna keep them in a pot because I want to be able to control them and bring them in to the sunroom when it get cold. But I got plans, like the bees on the other side. I got somebody gifted me a mulberry, ever-bearing mulberry. I'm gonna put that over there in the ground, and those things will be here. They will reside in this house forever. Some of these plants will. But it's medicine and it's food, and this is what we need to survive and to keep ourselves healthy. God's food, God's medicine. So make sure you are following me or subscribe, share this out, and comment. So I will keep y'all posted on this. I won't water this. I just started this bucket 3 days ago, so I won't water it for 7 more days unless it rains. If it rains, I'll start counting 10 days on the day it rained. But I'll keep y'all can see more of this. I did drop some onions in my beds. And I just dropped them around the side. I think in this bed I'm gonna grow carrots or something, but I got so many ideas running through my head. So let's grow these groceries, y'all, and don't let nobody steal your joy.